Okay, start streaming. So this should work for me now, I hope. Yeah, okay, I'm live. I think I'm live. Excellent collection. I'm waiting to see myself. Okay, I've showed up on YouTube.
Okay, I'm live as well.
So my levels are cranked. Let's make this a bit more reasonable.
I can see I'm live as well.
I think I'm good. The only thing I can't tell is how the levels are coming through on YouTube.
Sometimes I check it on my phone. I just have a
Uh,
quick look, but
oh,
like
that's
people usually let you know
okay. Well, we'll
if
see.
it's
Once some
too.
people join in,
I've got my music going now. You won't hear it, but
oh, you got your background.
hey, Sparky Optrix. How are the levels sounding? Can you hear George talking? George, can you
Hello,
test the
hello.
mic?
How are my levels doing? I look like I'm cranked in OBS. Let's go a little bit less
Probably yeah. OBS is quite
because I was redlining so
sensitive.
loudly last time, but I don't know why that is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, all good. Got them
Yeah,
all good. That's great. So I guess we should do an intro of some sort.
we should.
Yeah.
You
Hi
can.
everyone, welcome back to another music production live stream with me, Human Synthetics. I'm here with George,
Hello.
and, and this is on your channel as well, isn't it?
We're double live streaming at the same time.
Yeah. We've not done this before, and it occurred to me like why hadn't we done that? We can just like when we go on a Zoom call, it's usually on your your channel, isn't it? But we
Yeah.
can actually just do it simultaneously.
It also works quite well launching together and then
Yeah.
having. Otherwise, it feels a bit weird that we both start not really talking
Yeah.
and then we talk at the end.
This is good. I feel, like I remember why I'm doing it now and stuff. Otherwise, it does feel a bit disconnected. Um, so we're here to like make spend 2 hours making a track with just sounds from our sample pack, aren't we, George?
That's the plan. For the maybe this is our third or fourth head to head now that we've done.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? And I mean, I know kind of what I wanted to start with, if you'll permit
Yeah,
me,
absolutely far away.
which is like the context for actually creating the pack, and that was that I reached out to George probably back at just before Christmas. I think this had been like bubbling along for a while, but I knew I would never actually be able to like do something like this, do a project like this without the help of someone like George. After buying buying a lot of your sample packs and stuff before we knew each other, and I thought this guy knows what he's doing. He'll be able to kind of keep me accountable and help me out and give me advice on, what's best to include and kind of the whole process and be someone to drive the deadline forward. So thanks for that, George.
No,
Just saying that
this was the
publicly.
first one I've actually collaborated on as well, and I really enjoyed the process of throwing ideas back and forwards, and altogether I think it was definitely the best pack I've put out for sure. So we've started on a really good one,
Mm.
just a very good level, and yeah, I was super happy with what we kind of put out.
Yeah, me too. I didn't actually like. I think for me, like, it's the kind of thing that um you think, will I ever do something like this? Will and I guess that was why it really helped doing it in partnership with you. And I guess there's like a safety in you have these lots of these ideas. I know you do. And there's a safety in them never actually coming to be anything. Almost, it's like you can have all these crazy ideas, but unless you realize them, actually like put something out. So yeah, I was like really happy with what the end product was like as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where everyone makes samples and sort of saves bits and bobs of their work into folders and whatever. But there's a lot of steps in kind of doing the sample pack and the artwork and finalizing all the sounds and in the editing and just lots of little bits to kind of bring it to the final stage, which is I've definitely worked that through trial and error, and maybe I was able to help you a little bit through some of those sort of stages of kind of putting out the finished product.
Yeah, for sure. No, you definitely did completely. And we had many Zoom calls, didn't we? Like listening through to what we created and kind of shortlisting all the sounds that we were going to include. a lot of like a lot of pretty wonky sounds on my end. I feel, and that probably comes like down to a difference in like the process of how we went about creating them.
Yeah, but what's really cool about it is it almost doesn't matter how you create the sounds when you're left with the final 300 or whatever we had, and then we just went through them and were quite sort of savage about how the
Yeah,
ones we kept in, the ones we didn't, and even if you've gone through a weird generative process to make the sound, if it's good enough relative to all the other ones, then it kind of makes the cut.
yeah. No, it was, and I was surprised at some of the choices as well. That you were like, yeah, that's a good that like what you thought should be included, with very good reason for why it should be as well. Like, so particularly some of the bass sounds, because I probably made about 300 like wavs for the bass stuff. A lot of them were very similar because of like the generative approach for making them that I was using. Um, and that kind of probably revealed quite a lot in like the difference in like how we approach something like this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And like I know you tend to, would you say your approach is like more compositional almost in the sound? Like you've got maybe, like how do you go about it that's like different
Yeah,
to me maybe?
I maybe have two like because yours I think was definitely more generative in the way you did it, and uh mine was I do one more like sound effects because I do the sound effects in my videos. I get quite used to sort of layering sounds up and fading them and EQing them and whatever it is. So I
Hmm.
do some like that, and then I do all the weird effects techniques in Renoise and the kind of maybe that's more similar to the approach that you take actually, just having like big plug-in chains and doing big long recordings and messing with lots of things and sort of chopping it
Yeah,
up at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah. For totally, like I live stream quite a lot of my sound design sessions, and I know you like made like videos on them, like videos on the process as well. Um, and that kind of added another dimension of like I had to try and make something good because I was on a live stream, or I certainly felt a certain amount of pressure.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
actually a really good process to go through because it opens up your brain to just being creative without any of the restrictions you would usually put on yourself. And it's quite fun just to sort of have an open session and be like, even if I make 5 good sounds in this hour, that's enough. And you just
mm,
get to throw lots of ideas out there and see what happens.
yeah. And because you showed me some of your projects and they were like enormous, and like were you struggling to open them, or is that was that me? I don't know. Like we both had quite unwieldy project files with all of the like stuff that we'd been making in them.
Yeah, I almost get to that point where the CPU's breaking and then I just open
Yeah.
a new one and then I never look back and all the good hard work is
Yeah.
just left there in a sort of pit.
Yeah, it's like very sketchy in a way. Would you say
Yeah,
like
it's all sort of sketching.
yeah.
And then maybe the bit I'm lucky to have is I have these lovely old samplers from the 90s like the
Oh
Emu
yeah. You should talk about those.
and the Akai, and the classic trick of pitching the sounds up in the computer and then recording them in pitched up and then pitching them back down in the samplers to get all the character and the grit. I do that to a lot of the sounds, and people always like, debate whether there's magic in these old samplers, but for whatever it is, I think it gives them an extra 5 or 10% of realism or grit or something that makes them more attractive to hear.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think you can hear it in your sounds, and you can hear it in like a lot of your other packs as well, for sure. And you can definitely tell the difference. And that was something we debated as well, wasn't it? Like some of the stuff I'd made, whether we should run it through, whether you might run it through them and stuff like that. You did run stuff through it, did you? Or like the emu and stuff.
I did loads. Yeah, I would usually
Yeah.
label up in just as part of my process, but I end up leaving the labels in the file names of what hardware I've used, and sometimes even if I've done the pitching technique, I'll put that in, or if I've done sample rate reduction or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I need to know it, and then I feel like people quite like actually seeing what's happened to the sounds and the process they've gone through.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You definitely can hear that character, that like added character. Um yeah, so did you feel like you made you I felt maybe in reflection like we kind of there were certain areas where you did a bit more or I did a bit more, like with the kind of sounds we were contributing,
Yeah,
like your pads and stuff. and some of the effects and like the Atmos things that I was creating. Is there like a particular what do you love to make most?
Oh, I love the atmospheric pads. That
Yeah,
and yeah, the atmospheric pads are the most satisfying ones to
yeah,
make. Also because you almost get a whole track in one sound,
yeah,
which is great. But yeah, I think you did loads of cool drones, and your all the drums were really cool that you put together, and
yeah.
a lot of the bass
Thank you.
sounds. So we filled in a lot of the sort of different areas.
Yeah,
Well, I think.
yeah, for sure. And was there any like equipment you were leaning into, like when you were making them, or like processes, anything, any like learnings?
Yeah, I did a video of like all the effects techniques I use to make them. And I do, just because Renoise is such a creative door to work in, you stumble upon weird time stretching things you can do in there, and messing with macros and looping in weird ways to make cool effects.
Hmm.
And so I just, anything I can get a cool sound out, especially with effects, I never want it to be to a BPM, or it wants to be sort of more organic, whatever it is, the sounds.
Yeah,
And I think Renoise is just awesome for that kind of workflow.
yeah. I still struggle to kind of get my head um around trackers in that way, in the same way you do. And I guess that probably added a different slant to what the finished product ended up being as well. Just like different doors, different processes, you know, um,
Yeah,
different
I mean
workflows,
Ableton's
as it were.
so, because we definitely, your approach to music is much more of a live performance one, from all your live streaming and the kind of live shows you do. I think that gives you like an edge in that regard, especially in these head to
Mm.
heads. I always feel like I'm coming up against it because this is sort of your territory. But then I just, Renoise is like a secret weapon of a producer if you can get your head around it, because it's even, I know Renoise so well now, but I had times when I tried to learn and then I shelved it for a bit, and then I came back half year later. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
takes a lot of getting into. There's a big learning curve as a program, but it's very rewarding once you can get over that.
yeah. I think it's like it does the workflow for like break stuff. As we've talked about this loads before, haven't we? Like when we've done head to heads, like it is a great workflow for like drum breaks and stuff. And I feel like it is quicker than Ableton. I've just managed to kind of, I feel like, work around Ableton's restriction or Ableton's differences in a way
Yeah, because we've done
with
we've
chopping.
done stuff before when you've been using Amigo in Ableton in a tracker style and things like that. So Ableton can do, it's a powerhouse of a DAW. You can do anything,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but they all lean to certain directions, and Renoise definitely does to break work, break
Hmm.
chopping and things like that.
Yeah, so I've just pulled up the like where people can get the pack if they're interested on your website, isn't it? groovinbiz.co.uk.
Yeah.
So we were talking we might go through. Was there what like one standout sound for you, or can you remember off
Well,
the top of your head?
I said last night that I love the James the dealer pad. James the dealer got
Oh yeah,
nicked
yeah,
is
yeah,
the one
yeah.
I always use.
Shall I see if I can if like I can find that, or is it in the shortlisted?
It's in the it's in the pack on the pad section.
Is it? I'm just seeing if it's on your like you've got like a player of demo of
Oh, I
some of
don't
the
know if I
sounds
put
on
it
your
in that bit
website.
actually on the website.
Let me just load it in. James the dealer. I think for me it was probably like that. The one that I
You
made.
made actually a really. I've used one of the pads you made for so many bits of promo and backgrounds for my YouTube track as
Yeah,
well.
which one was that?
It's the kind of ambient,
It's not the
the Canada
Canada.
soundscape.
Yeah.
The both of them actually, and I pitched them around as well. They're like a perfect ambient sort of background to a video.
I'm looking for James the dealer now. I've probably just passed it.
Future World
Right.
Machine said the breaks in the pack were excellent. I wish there were more. Yeah, maybe we were thinking maybe we can throw this out there. We had a kind of a business chat the other night, me and Alex, and
Mm.
we were thinking about doing a Breaks 101 course
Mm-hmm.
with different modules in. Alex was going to do some in Ableton, and I might do a Renoise and Logic, just to sort of fill out all of our knowledge and put it in a really sort of beginner to advanced level structured course, and then maybe we could do a breaks pack along with that, could be a
That would
cool.
be, yeah, that's a great idea. You heard it here
Yeah,
first.
there you go.
Yeah, no, I think that would like, I think that would be like, yeah, a brilliant idea, and it's something that we've been chatting about, like kind of on the surface, haven't we, for a while about doing something like that. And I know that's something you're really keen to do. What do people think of it, incidentally?
Yeah, I hope people would like it. I definitely get a lot of YouTube comments. I think it's just really good if you're starting out to have a more structured kind of
Yeah,
lesson, practical step by step thing you can follow. Then YouTube's amazing because everything's free and everything's there.
I
But
think it's like, sorry,
sorry,
carry
no,
on.
no, you go.
Like it is like there's a lot of like surface level stuff, isn't there? And it's like there's a and I guess like having a curriculum or having like a definitive like because obviously you're getting a bit from this video and a bit from that video, and maybe it's not holistic, maybe it's not like a complete overlook of the whole thing, like door equipment, hardware, samples, like where you're getting your sound from and all this stuff. It's not like the whole, it's not a complete picture. And so people have to like go to various places to kind of get the knowledge, and it can feel like maybe, I don't know, stuff is being missed out. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, I think I've always found is you get conflicting ideas and techniques, and it becomes, especially with break chopping, there's lots of nuance to it in the method you're following it, and it can be so confusing trying to figure out all the different kind of practices that people are using, and if they're time stretching or if they're whatever they're doing, the way they're chopping their breaks. Even in that one small subset of music making, there's hours and hours of material. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
such a
yeah, yeah.
broad music, learning about music. There's just never ending information out there.
I mean, I was so forgive me because when I was searching for the sounds there, I was kind of trying to listen to you too. And like one thing that I wanted to mention was like I think this is the thing. Like, and we spoke about this is like it's very easy with like short form content with everything that's available for like long, classic length YouTube videos and everything that um you think in 15 minutes that you've got kind of like a snap, you learn all you need to know, if
Mm.
you get me, or in like in a 2 minute short or something that it makes you feel like you have gained the knowledge, if you know what I mean. But when you actually go to put this stuff in practice and when you try to incorporate it in your own music, it really is like a very much a lifelong thing, or it's much deeper
Yeah,
than it appears at the surface level. You only ever see kind of what a creator wants you to see almost, or like, and you know this, because you're making videos, I'm making videos, and there's just it's such a broad subject, a lifelong thing, really.
yeah. There's definitely. I mean, especially. I mean, because I get to edit my videos even more than you do. I chop
Yeah,
a 2 hour video into 7 minutes, and it all looks like it's so easy to do. But
yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah,
loads of mistakes and trial and error in that
yeah,
process.
yeah, for sure. And it's the same with making music, which or chopping breaks or any aspect of it. It's like you can do it for years, and I don't think I've been doing it for that long, but you're still learning new things and all the time with music generally. Every day there's something new to be learned, even after you know
Yeah.
25 years
Oh,
of
that's why
making it.
some of the best engineers are in their 60s and 70s. As long as your ears hold up, but the knowledge, it never really sort of runs out. You can keep learning and improving your skills indefinitely, really.
Mm. So I've loaded up the sounds. You won't be able to see these, but like I've got James the dealer. James, what is it? James the dealer got nicked.
It's because of the evolution of it. It started as James's pad, and then it
Okay.
just started. I started adding names bit by bit every time I resampled it.
And then we've got Canada 3 a.m. F minor soundscape. So yeah, if we just give these a listen, people like there's if you go on the Groovin Biz website, you can hear like a demo of some of the breaks and stuff like that. So and I'll be using them, and I'm sure well George will have to as well. We'll be using them. So if you're just checking out the respective streams when we get going, you'll hear a selection of them. So hopefully this is good volume. Um,
Well, I'm not going to hear
just
this, but I could play it on my. I have to time it at the same time. Can you? Yeah, I think they can just see my screen, can't they? Oh no, they can see my screen like this.
I could maybe share my screen. I don't know how
Yeah,
that
share your screen
works.
because then it will play through to my.
This is high tech. Okay, I've just moved off thing off here, right? So better make sure I share the right one. Desktop 2. Share. Yeah, you seeing that?
Yes, yeah. There we go.
All right, this is good. Okay, let me share sound. This is stressful and off stream sharing sound on Zoom. Keep doing the wrong thing. Right.
See
and then
my.
you see that?
I can, but my Zoom is just looking at my face. Oh, if I and here we go. I can put it on. There you go. That's worked.
All right. So just test it. You test the level. You might hear this. No.
I can't hear that coming through mine, but that might
So
be.
if I put this through Zoom, it might mess up the stream.
Oh, we're getting really in the.
I think we're okay.
Okay.
Let's try.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
coming through.
fine. I've not heard this. Lush. I feel that's a place to start. We can't both start there though.
No, well, that was the where I was planning to. But if you want to, we can
No, I'll
swap.
do something different. Yeah. So, and then this is the Canada 3 a.m. Pretty good, isn't it? Like it just loops round. I think I did almost like 16 or 32 bars of this.
It's got really good texture. The rainy.
Yeah. It's like a radio static. Actually resampled from radio broadcast.
Nice.
Yeah. And you can hear. I did it. I had like a web browser based radio station. You can kind of scan through, resample, and then you can use that as like texturing pads and stuff like that, and the little like glitchy noises you're hearing in the background. But yeah, that one was made on stream. So with Serum at the heart, Serum 2.
Serum 2, there we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
That's a 10 out of 10 pad in my opinion.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Okay, so we're at 20 minutes now. We should probably like go off and get cracking.
Yeah.
Let me just stop this. I'll stop the share and then. Cool. So we're going to go off and like spend 2 hours on this, aren't we? So come back at like 9:30.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Or 20. I've got 23.
Yeah. Well, we'll make it 2 hours on the dot when we.
All right. So
we
could leave Zoom open and just like I might move you onto another screen and hide my cam.
And then we can just, and then it's just saving. Yeah, okay, let's do that. If we just mute the audio and video.
Yeah. Yo, George, how's it going?
Yeah, I'll sabotage your stream in the middle of it. Okay, perfect. Let's rock and roll, and then we'll catch up in a couple of hours.
All right, nice one.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot. See you in a bit. Bye.
See you. Okay.
So it's me back here.
Oh, I can still hear
now. George is gone.
I have to mute your.
Thanks very much, guys.
I have to mute my incoming sound. Maybe if I do that.
Just catching up. I'm just going to shout out my patrons because I've got.
Well, I've still got Alex coming through. I'm gonna have to quit the Zoom. Okay, we'll have to come back. Okay. So we're gonna go in renoise. Hello everyone on my stream. You're gonna have to let me know about the levels. Maybe we do a little level check just to start this off. I think that's okay. It looks good from my end. And so we're in the Echoes of Light pack. I still think I'm going to start with this. I might do my favourite trick actually, because I know this pad has some really nice shimmers in it. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Nick. 170. Maybe go 175 and go a bit quicker. And I'm going to do this layered pad approach. And so this is in C minor. Maybe we go up the keyboard a bit to like an F. 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. Or even one down. Just trying to find a key. That sounds cool because it's a bit more eerie down there, isn't it? Almost. And let's get this loop going. Yeah, maybe here. Okay. And a little forwards loop. And then I was going to filter it. With a high pass, so you get a LFO. I might even put these in a doofer and get an LFO and a digital filter, and we go to the cutoff and then have a sweeping filter, just a little bit, because it's got really nice shimmery stuff. And then maybe I just put a gain on afterwards to bring it back up a bit. And then I can go with another pad. So that's working a bit better. The one thing it could have is when it loops around, like a little bit of release. So it just goes over the tail. So then we'll go pad here, and then this one maybe go the opposite. See, I wanted it to not, if I put auto seek on as well, I just want it to fade a little bit, and then if I come to the bottom, you can hear how it loops around. So that's a bit better now. Cool. So I want to save all the settings that are in this pad, so I'm just going to duplicate it and go and find another pad from somewhere. So that's cool because it's in this mid-range one. I'm just gonna have to maybe try some of these. Any one of these could be good, so let's just maybe throw one in on top of this and go to the top again, and I'm just gonna have to match them. I could try and match them by ear, but it might be a bit of a so it's close. I could, if it's like this, I often try and see if a fourth or a fifth sounds better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So that sounds a bit better than the E, I think. Maybe it's a bit loud. And this one needs to loop, doesn't it? It was actually not uncool going out into this area where it loses a bit. I could even put an LFO on that gainer. Maybe 96 and have it really slow and really low. And then just sort of match it up somewhere. So I love the first pad. The second one is close, but there might be a better option. So let's try another one and just see while we're in this process. Let's just try a couple of things out. This one's gone in, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just want it to be really alive. And maybe we can do all three. I like the way it actually dips in level a bit there. The only thing that I don't like is this shimmery one. I might do something with the top end. Like this. And actually sweep. Lots of sweeping filters. Reset a bit weird there as well. Ooh, I love this Chevy Chev. Sounded cool though. You know what I mean? It's a little bit harsh. That's getting really close now. Actually, what I'm going to do is another LFO, and I'm going to do the offset of this LFO, of a LFO1 even. I want to sweep that one. Maybe it's LFO. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Offset. Okay, so I can move this around. You know, and because this one's going at 64, I can make it 48 this one, or maybe even 96. Yeah, so everything's out of time and moving. This is happening a little bit too much. Okay. Yeah? I think that's cool. Probably drums, but I thought I could also keep source, delay, half note delay. It's a little bit on this one here. Maybe harsh. Trying to get to that point where I can just listen to it indefinitely. And now we've got to figure out what key we're in. B minor, G flat minor. G flat minor is probably a bit better for bass lines. So I can stick my keyboard on F sharp minor, and then maybe just get and what this needs is some ADSR. It's almost always the release actually, I think, that makes things sound natural. It's still a little bit sort of too much, isn't it? Maybe it's supposed to be higher. And these are really cool on their own. They're also really cool. This other technique I do all the time is to create a fifth. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then when I do this in a phrase in renoise, I can then play sort of, when I play one note, it will play two at the same time. So that's kind of a cool thing, but it maybe even wants to be more. Yes, we've got some leads that we can come in, but it might be easier if I get some drums going alongside these pads. But it's sounding really good. I got the drums, the pads even are let's go drum. This is also a really good way to test out if your breaks are the right one for your tune, is to have it sort of going. So that would be cool for sure. So these, I think the perpetual break and the sly one would both be good. That's maybe a little bit different style. That's not bad. So it could be played. Okay, so I think we can pretty clearly hear that these two would be the best. The perpetual one, for me, was the main one. And then, chop it up into a... Let's keep this rolling. And get this looped at the right. So is that just a 32? Yeah. And the technique I've been doing for my breaks at the moment I've been loving is just using the SSX command, so I might try and do the same thing, and you just find out where this snare is. It's at 20, and then I can, but I definitely want a more rolling groove. What shirt is that? It's by this company called Butter Goods. They're like an Aussie brand, but they have a UK store, I think. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? A minimal break. I agree. It wants to be kind of. This groove was working. One thing you can do to make things more minimal is use a transient. Working good. You could even maybe filter this break and do a layered. And maybe add in I think that snare might sound cool. I'm just gonna sort of follow whatever comes into my head. Have to pitch it around a bit, maybe even like a delay. So drums probably both want to be louder. I want to add some more. Ah, I see. This is gone. This isn't. Some more shuffly things. So these little evening distant lands. How's it going, bro? Yeah, let's get just. It's all about velocities. And then variations. So if I do that here, and then maybe add another variation there, and maybe just put one here. And then I can copy these two. This one wasn't quite right here, was it? Just a little roll there. Welcome everyone to the stream. Doing a sort of layered pad, layered break approach, but I'm just going to focus on these two aspects. See if I can get it really pumping. I need to get a kick from somewhere. I don't know if the Sly and Funky Drummer it's got this, but it's got a hat in there. See, that's almost a better kick sample, but I don't know. But I definitely need a kick for some weight. Like this. Yeah, cool. And copy that. The challenge is to make a track fully from the sample pack I made with Alex from Human Synthetics called Echoes of Light. So all the sounds in the tune need to come from this sample pack, which has got 150 items in it. But it's got everything from bass to pads to breaks. So it's a bit sort of airy, isn't it? And I could just chop it with an ADSR. Okay. It's still not weighty enough, I think, to be filling out the role of a proper break, a proper kick. See, that might be good. It's almost too much though. Like that. Oh, maybe that one then. It's a right. Okay, let's nick that. Yeah, it could be slower, but I've sort of committed to this BPM now. I know what you mean. But I usually make stuff a bit slower, and I just want to try. Oh, that was perfect. Okay. Copy, paste. So it kind of warms up with this. Lighter kick, maybe even you kind of go straight in. Reno's is cool because you can just edit every sound to just. And maybe we've gone a little bit too snary, and it wants to be. It doesn't want to have this. Yeah, it wants to be more chill, doesn't it? Try pitching this kick. That makes it a bit lighter. So we can have this whole groove, and maybe I can do something where it jumps into a more, because it gets just a bit like, I kind of want it to be, what happens if I take all of this out and I duplicate this one and get rid of the filter and the snappiness. Happening in this groove. I wonder if I can like make it, it's really skippy, isn't it, because it's got these in between notes. That's actually a good kick on itself as well. Yeah, it's always a lot of trial and error actually to do break chopping. It's a bit of a mad science when you're doing all this layering. So this is a kick. We could maybe bring this snare in. Ah, that was cool there. And more, I'm thinking more straight rhythm. Like what was annoying me about that before is it had too much going on. I wonder if I can take a hat from somewhere. This has got good shuffles in, actually. This funky drummer. It might be easier, actually, if I take the whole break. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Pitch it up. Ooh. I just want a hi-hat mostly. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I just needed to loop it better. It came really hard at the start and then it lost the groove a bit, but why is that? Maybe get rid of this, and maybe the delay is a bit much now. So let's split this up into two lots. Yeah. Like that, I think is what I want to do. Okay, that's nearly what I'm thinking in my head. Yeah. It's just that single kick, so it wants to have this kick as well, like here. Ooh. Maybe that. Nice. Hi-hat's a bit loud, I think. It just gets a bit irritating, doesn't it? And rather than using a transient shaper, no, I've got to use that. Okay. Let's get that going. Let's go back. A bit of variation. Okay, that's actually sounding kind of cool. What's this first one? The pad it's not a loop. Well, I mean, it's lots of loops together. It's 3 different pad samples, all kind of looping and filtered in different ways. If you watch the start of the stream, you can see me building it in these 3 different pads together. It's actually kind of cool, but maybe the kick is not quite right yet. It just wants to be kind of light, this tune, doesn't it? Okay, I'm liking that more now. Yeah, the Digitac would be perfect, Digitac 2 for stuff like this, for looping up pads and things like that. The one thing that annoys me about the Digitac is it doesn't have a ping pong loop, but you can use a square wave with on sample playback or something, but it's a little bit confusing to set up. Okay, and then we have these signs. Maybe too much release. I want this to cut through a little bit. Tailor these, because you can get them sound really good, they just take a bit of finessing. So it's kind of that rhythm, isn't it? It's actually not quite right. Maybe I am wanting to be in B minor. Too much delay potentially. See, I'm actually terrible at playing the keyboard, but I can usually figure something out pretty easy. I can tell you with this sine lead, another problem I think I might be having is this. It wants a soft triangle to have a bit more edge. We'll come back to these. Sometimes you just can't get a melody in to save your life, even a little half note delayed one. But there's no need to panic, because I'm going to just maybe start layering more sounds in. I know I can come to effects later, but there's some cool... I know Alex made some great... I feel like it was the Ancient Horn. It's a good sound, that. This one I actually have looped up. I'm already hearing the bass line. Yeah, I could have gone for a bass line actually. Oh, that's it. Maybe I should put it on this delay track. Yeah, so this is working really well. My basic trick whenever I find, or I'm trying to layer samples in, is you just find whatever key it's in. So I know for whatever reason it's in this F sharp, of playing the sample in F sharp is matching to the key of the pads. And then you just play like octaves or fifths or fourths to find, especially if I put my keyboard on normal. You can find things that are closer. And so you just test around, kind of playing fifths and fourths and see what works the best. Yeah, root note and fifth, exactly. I think that's maybe where I was going wrong with my melody. What I could also do with this really cool sprite sound is put a loop on, like a quick loop. And maybe I even want to start it somewhere a little bit into the sound. So it just wants to be this little bit here, doesn't it, looping. And then put a pitch envelope on it and spin it down. So that sounds crazy there, but if I make it longer and actually crank up this pitch range, coming a lot from my left ear as well, where I could go like F11, keep the left channel, and so we just have it in the middle now. See, I want that like spirally sound, I think is cool. This one could have, maybe I can filter it in here. That effects wants to be not the same thing twice. It's like watery, isn't it? They always sound good to a ping pong delay, those kind of sounds as well. I could chuck it later and try, or just like a real, because it's on a half note. See, that doesn't work so well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's get a better, like a longer loop going. Get rid of this one. Like that there. Yeah, okay. Maybe a bass of some sort. Sometimes you move really quickly with a tune and you go through a period of struggling to like find the right thing to put in. I know it has a really good respace. I could filter the Reese and just have like a fat, subby. So because it's in G, I might actually go and put it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I can put it in my key again. The D is working. It's making me think I'm sort of stuck thinking I'm in the wrong key, which sometimes does happen. Let me just... I think it's maybe D major. That's why the D is working so well. So at least I can see the notes that I can play with my bass. So that D works great. So I can really just... That's cool, isn't it, maybe? So like, oh, let's get the whole drums going. It's not bad. I often find with the bass, just getting something in. It sounds cool, the movement. Let's keep trying. Let's keep trial and erroring. Or start on here. Almost like too much, isn't it? But it sounded really cool. Had one good section in there where I reckon I can actually pull it all together. I have to move that off screen. Yeah, bass is just tricky. So this one probably wants to be the first start. I'm getting a bit annoyed hearing that effects going round and round this one. Yeah, it's going alright. I'm like just trial and erroring my way. This is sort of my process. I'm not a very good performer, or I don't really know. I think I'm good at computers maybe, and just throwing paint at the walls. So it's easy for me to edit like a thing for YouTube, but when I live stream, you can see it's quite messy, my approach. I want to crash. I also want to do something with the drums, because I actually have a really good kind of groove here of everything working together, and I don't want to go and add too much drum bus. So two cool things with the drum bus are to do a filter. Filter Freak's so good because you can bring in this wet dry, which can be actually a bit easier if I put this on. Cool. So I can bring in that Filter Freak and have this like find it cool. Or I filter it down. What's a really good technique is as you pull down the filter, you kind of smash it a little bit here. So that's something cool. So I can use this as a tool now in these sections. And another amazing trick I do literally all the time now to automate in Renoise, it's pretty much my go-to, is to just do custom one shot on an LFO and then draw it in something like this, full amplitude, so the LFO is completely controlling this mix control, and then you just right click reset, and then you can see whenever it hits that command it runs through this automation sort of chain. Have it go all the way up like this. Do I use Renoise over any other doors? I do you know what, I love Logic for sound effects. I kind of edit my videos in Logic, and it's really good. But Renoise is just kind of cooler, and it's more creative. I have more fun in it actually, probably over all the other things. I just enjoy working in Renoise. Even though it's quite niche and it maybe doesn't translate so well to everyone. So maybe we have this like, yeah, I like that. One other thing I could have done is a delay send right at the end with the drums as they're filtering down, like keep source and send it. So have nothing, pull it up, and then finish on nothing, and then I interpolate up to this one, select this line and interpolate up. So it hits the filter and sends to a delay. Look, Alex is such a good producer. Every time we do one of these ones I feel like he beats me, but he's very sort of courteous and kind of plays nice. But if we were really going sort of aggressively head to head, I feel like he's probably smashed me on every one we've done one of these head to heads. But I like where I'm at here. At least I've got a bit of a rolling groove. Okay, another cool trick. Maybe I can do a variation to this bass line. Dun, dun, dun. note, isn't it? It's the B. Yeah, like this. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is a bass distortion track, and then have this swap the filter around on this track and go decapitator. Cool. Drive. And before I do anything, I just have to copy the Reese, copy these things over, and trying to put this to this, and then I have a cool, yeah, and then this stuff just wants to run maybe down to this, doesn't it? And then maybe we can bring in and then potentially go to the full kick. Maybe even make a mono snare. This is another thing I do all the time, is go, I have a like a doofer, and on this track that's been crushed, but if I make a, I don't want this delay, that's what's going wrong. Yeah, okay. What I might need to do is just try make a new thing. Cool. And then I have a snare with a big reverb in mono rendered. And then I can get rid of all of this and get rid of this thing. And then the first snare of this have a big like pow. And even reverse it maybe. That's a bit of an expression. This one's a bit more bucker. I could also try pitching this snare. Okay, we're sounding right. Still need to add some sort of more things. I know I've got loads of cool effects, so maybe I'll come in and do some effect stuff. We're about an hour in. It goes so fast as well. I've got this effects track, so many of these. I'm gonna have to listen to them while the track's going. Yeah. Incoming, can't it? Maybe even in this channel. From here. Yeah, then drop there. Hello, Luminescence. I can never say your name, but we always chat so much on YouTube. Never quite know how to pronounce it, but I hope you were doing well, dude. Too much release. It's nearly that, isn't it? This sound wants to almost go into a huge shimmer. If I just send it, it's easiest. To a huge shimmer. Oh, I've gone to the wrong track. That's what's happened there. I'm doing going good, man. Just kind of rolling out of tune. It's been a bit of a chocolate messy one. It's sounding alright. I think I need to progress it somewhere though. It needs to go. Hello, guy. Okay. What if I drop out some pad layers? And I could potentially bring some of this, the way this one goes. That's cool, but I think this is... Okay, let's try this. And do these like bass distortion. Yeah, the trick with the bass is going well actually. They're all kind of in the right soundscape. I think this one maybe needs to come out here as well. Keep one of the so I have this effect as well. It's about changing these bass lines. Bit about that bass, isn't it? And then it sort of starts back up. So this might be a more stripped back section. Got loads of I'll tell you what's happened is the delay's like locked in. If I just put this on nothing, it'll be alright. It sounds so fat, this first. Da, da, da. And maybe it can like repeat this. Or it goes like a lower version of that idea. Well, that was actually kind of cool, wasn't it? Does that work down here? Might be too low. I'm really close to a cool. Just don't think that's actually. It's almost not making noise, is it? But it's not. It's not so terrible. Maybe it just wants that silence. Okay, it's kind of cool. And then we'll go back to this one. He definitely wants to go completely stripped at some point, doesn't it? Otherwise, the pad just sort of goes on forever. And I have this ominous... Where was that ominous sound? Maybe this one can come in here. And then another bass noise at the end. I did these all in the Emu with the filter modulation. There's one crazy one which goes... This is a great effect, but I might be too aggressive, but we'll go for it. They almost need different... Okay, let's call this... Oh, it's such an aggressive noise, isn't it? And then I do feel that this one wants to have that B in, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just to there, like... The one I can put one of these. I think this noise is stressing me out a little bit, hearing it loop around and around. So I think it's good once, isn't it? And then you don't want to hear it more than that, which means I could try another noise. That one's quite close to the other one, which might help me. And I do think I need... Oh, it's close. We're just... Yeah. This one is just... Or this instead. It's a bit more in tune with the track. So we could double kick. I want to have like maybe a filter slam here. So I made this whole cool filter section, but that's for almost a different filter type. So I could do a whole nother one and then bring this just from straight nothing to on, and then at the end of the... Okay, hold on. So it comes off there, and then here it comes on. And I need this one open, and then we had the filter up, and then we go back again. Okay, and then like a filter slam. Yeah, but more. Yeah, sort of like that. even just an edit in the drums here, what you can do is just put an X command in this first lane to kind of mute all the notes. Yeah, like. And with this, I could do the reverb snare. Make it louder, even. And do a cool forwards reverse, and then back forwards, and then. Really cool with the vocal, but we didn't have any vocals in the pack actually. We did think about it, but neither of us can sing. So I have this. I have this sort of flipped drum idea. I wonder if I just want to start. So we have this intro. Wow. It doesn't want to go into this till much later as well. Doesn't want that there. Doesn't want that exaggerated. Just really trying to get this very tight. I've added this B note in here. What if I take away this note? Yeah, and then just stops there. Tell you what, it could have nothing. It could actually have nothing. That's better. Thanks for stopping by, Luminescence. Big ups, dude. That was too early for this drum break trick. Something about this thing is a little loud, doesn't it, with that filter? And then it goes bow. Oh, we're rolling. Alex May, I thought your tinnitus video the other day was excellent. Big respect to you for sharing all that helpful and enlightening. Yeah, man, it's I really didn't know. I talked to Alex maybe 2 days ago, having filmed that video, and I was like, I don't know if I want to put it up because it's obviously quite a personal thing. but lots of people sort of write in the comments and have got in touch from it. And I think it's just one of those things that's good to talk about and connect with people. Obviously, so many people are affected by it. And just, yeah, like everyone seems to have a different sort of reason that they've got tinnitus and how they deal with it and the methods they kind of use to stay healthy. It's just good to share, really. So maybe this strip back session wants to come back in after another breakdown where I take these pads to another, yeah, we need one more layer of something, maybe a cord or something to give me some shimmering stuff. This one's sounding really awesome in particular, and I could just try taking this pad and putting it up an octave. Yeah. That was really great. Does it want to... Oh, I didn't change it to the new channel. Yeah, absolutely agree with what you said about getting back to nature sounds. I find the sounds of the sea and the seashore to be super soothing when the ears are tired. Yeah, the sea and rain are just the best things I find for my ears and for your spirit. You know, looking out at the ocean is just good for you generally. But I don't find playing it on a phone to have quite the same impact. This is a cool... I wonder if the bass comes out there. No, it doesn't want that extra bit here. Maybe it can just go straight into this. A vocal stab would be really nice. I wonder if I can actually get one of these. I tried a couple of times to get a sine lead in and failed. But in this breakdown might be. It's like dun dun. It's really nearly that source direct. I need to get it in before I lose it. One thing about Renoise is there's no capture like you have in Ableton and other DAWs. Yeah, the lead, I was just really struggled to get it in the other way. Still not quite right though, isn't it? It wants to be... I wonder if I try it with this. Let's try this. This? Okay, no. I really like that. Maybe I just need to go and make it. It's close, isn't it? And does it want to start with a like a... think we just leave that as it is. I do like it. It's one of those sounds that if you leave for a bit, you can come back and it all makes sense. It almost wants to stop and then go. I wonder if that would happen a little bit naturally. It's got this, I can tell you what's happening. I don't want this. It needs a crash. And I don't know if there's a crash necessarily in this pack, because I've had so many. Oh, there is. Perfect. Noise crash. Oh yeah, Noodle Trap does that one where it makes lots of extra tracks, doesn't it? Nice. This is wrong to do the same thing twice. It just feels boring, doesn't it? Can it go like this has got to be up as well. Let's get this bass line. So it's like you know, either go an A or an E. I'm not sure which. We'll try both. That was actually kind of fire. And then this can't happen. Better for the ear. No, and then the pads need to come back. And maybe this kind of stuff. I almost wish the bass line was simple. That's kind of cool though. Hey. Not that again. I wonder, one thing I haven't done is try to just chop to like a different break entirely. Which I could have done here potentially and just gone for something. I know there's a really good Amen Apache in this. A bit random this bit, isn't it? And let's loop this up. Let's loop it up. Cool. Maybe get rid of all of drums and do some Amen chopping. And the snare is at 20. We want to, I'll tell you what I want to do is chop this out so I can work with a smaller section and get the resolution a little bit better for this technique. And then I can go BF. BF. SBF, isn't it? SBF. tell this break is not actually as good as the other ones for the tune. And where are those shuffles? Here we could do 60 something or 80. Maybe 80 would be best. 80. Oh, thanks, Distant Lands. Look, I stare into space a lot of times as well when I'm making tunes. Very often I'll go on just a tangent for half an hour and then just get rid of all of it, but have one idea that comes out of it that kind of takes you to the next stage. I think being persistent is very important. Because cool things end up happening when you just start throwing ideas out. It's a bit choppy, isn't it? But you can get around the choppiest. Yeah, sample offset is just the one for break chopping because you get all the natural groove in there and you just stumble upon loads of cool ideas. Maybe I want this bigger crash. I also get really annoyed with this noise potentially in the bass. There you go. Doesn't want that noise, does it? Yeah, Blade Runner film, I love. The original is amazing. The actual, so many of the sound effects in there, I listened to the whole movie and took those little clips of... Okay, we could try putting this in the drum bus. One thing about having it in the drum bus is it'll do this filter sweep thing. So I could mute all of this. Nearly working the breaks together, but it definitely was better. See, it wants to be more stripped back, doesn't it? Definitely. The only thing about the Evangelist, R.I.P. big time, about doing the breaks with this without chopping them individually is you can't pitch them around. So if you actually take an Amen break and chop it up at all the hits, you can then pitch it in tune. And I feel like I'm trying to explain this, but I also think it's a really good idea for this tune. Because I can't, when you're trying to layer breaks, the tuning's actually really important sometimes. I can save this as an idea, and if I get rid of this and just kind of try it with this version, take this off maybe. I got this. So you can hear it's choppier. It's not rolling as... I can chop this up a bit, but I can now pitch it. Or down. To make it work maybe better with that other break in these sections. that was actually pretty tight. Even though the snare was in the wrong place. It wants to have this. Da, da, da. Like this. Maybe you can even take this. Maybe that's enough variation. One thing is it can sound like you're just mixing in another tune. So we can actually go and take that, or take this snare and this little passage, and copy the rhythm a bit more. Cool. Maybe I can keep. The other thing I can do is actually control the sort of decay. Of the break now, because each hit is being triggered individually. So you get those control, and this sounds way better. It sounds like it actually belongs in the track. Okay, cool. I wonder if this amen bit can come into this strip back section. That sounds better. It actually fills out the space a bit more. What happens if I another really cool trick you can do is to go LFO to a delay send, like on this amen track, and go send amount full custom one shot, and then just have it go up at the end. Yeah, and then just trigger it every now and again, this reset again. That was actually really cool. Home. Renoise is so great with breaks, but full song I find difficult. Yeah, it's definitely one of the drawbacks of Renoise is arranging. It just can get really complicated really quickly. And this track I tried to keep more simple. But often it just, yeah, it can get away from you for sure. That's cool. Nice. I could do like a reverse with this crash at the end of every now and again. So like here, down, backwards command. And you often have to do the SSX command like if you look at the sample, you can see if I go S80 maybe to start. But it sounds really cool to do that, and then to have, if you have a volume envelope, just with a bit of release, you see it can kind of let's get more natural even than this. That was cool, wasn't it? Yeah, I know people like Redux, but I need the Super Nudge tool in Renoise. And also, you can't use third-party plugins in Redux, so all the cool LFO stuff, it's all just a bit sort of more stuck in native plugins. Okay, this needs a variation on this kick. Kick. And maybe a more like a. Oh, that was tight. Like this. I try and colour stuff in Renoise to arrange actually just differently, so I can see when I've done a variation. That helps me a little bit. Also slamming the master channel, which might be okay. Actually, that's quite a good level. It's hard to move away from actually what I had. Oh, it's like these reverse noises always sound like a sort of reverse snares sound like an arrow. Let's do something with the pads then. I tell you what I could do. I could bring back all of the lushness and maybe the lead. Maybe even filter this whole thing down. Have this. Am I doing it anyway? Yeah, this one. In this section. This is bringing in this. Another thing I can do is maybe just automate this. Maybe it won't like that though. Okay, let's do the reset again. It's too complicated, this lead. This is nice, this pad stuff. Maybe it comes to 3 there. Max pads. Yeah. And then even drop all of this out here. Drums out again. Ooh. Double. the reverse noise to create a really big breakdown too. The crash wants a dotted. It's actually a dotted quarter note that works so well. If I could add a variation to that lead as well, maybe. To this sound. Where are we? Sometimes you just completely lose where you are in Renoise as well. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. This is on the. We're gonna have to just. There. Okay, with that. Adding some of this. It's just not a very melodic tune, so it's really hard to actually add too much melody. Does that want to be down? Definitely wants to be different to the other one. And then the sweeping reverse. How are you modifying the picture of the selected notes so quick? Do you have a keyboard shortcut? Yes, I actually made a video of all my favourite shortcuts a while ago, but I could probably show you on my keyboard. Have like 1 and 2 mapped to transpose note, and then I hold shift and it transposes an octave, and I've basically mapped up the whole numpad. But I made a video on it called Reno Shortcuts or something like that. Silence at the end? Yeah, I did like the idea of using silence there. Here, and then just hold X, Command C, Command P. Oh, and I need to do that to the Amen track. Let that roll through. So it's cutting it off. This one does want to be straighter in its rhythm. Okay, I think we can still get. This was really cool. This layer. This sort of shimmery. Oh, is this the one? So it's not this one. It's the last pad layer. This. I wonder if I can make something else similar. And I want something with a bit of an airy. Yeah, Renoise is very similar to coding. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Okay, I think we found something cool. I might be able to loop this up in some way. I've just got to find the... Find the right key, but that one was close. dun dun. There. And then chops off. And on the sound, just a bit of release, maybe a bit of attack as well. That's nice, isn't it? Let's be longer. It wants a half note delay potentially. If I chop it at a half note, it's a great sound, this art thing. I've got renoise, but it's difficult learning the commands and shortcuts. They're all letters and numbers. It feels like coding to me. Yeah, renoise it's just got a steep learning curve, but once you're through that, it becomes really fun and actually quite intuitive to work in. And everyone struggles with it. I struggled with it for ages to kind of get into renoise, but then it like everything, it just suddenly clicks one day. I like this stuff. None of that. Just get rid of these things. Well, I've kind of got most of the things in I wanted. I really struggled to get in a lead in today, and I've come up with 3 notes, which I'm quite proud of. Loads of low end. I can have both of these. I wonder if this breakdown is lacking a little bit of something. It's coming for another layer or something. That's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, this is the one, Song of the Ancients. Really good sound. And this is cool. Maybe if I start it in here. I've just got to match the key of this to the pad. I was looking for a vocal layer and I'm close to one here. It's so cool to see more recognition of trackers these days and brilliant producers like you using Reno. So thanks, man. I got up using trackers, so never had that struggle. Who's respect for you for sticking with it? Yeah, actually Sully had a really cool thing in Resident Advisor. If you haven't seen it, I reckon this would sound cool ping-ponging. I don't know, but these two sounds together are working really awesomely. It could be cool in the strip back section to have the vocal. Maybe this vocal comes in here. I'm hoping this is going to work. I just have a feeling it might. Maybe we'll tee it up from this point. Yeah, the biggest thing in Renoise is definitely getting a full track together. It's challenging. Maybe overuse this effect a little bit. I think if I filter this, Sully was also quite, like, he didn't use too many effects or too much stuff. He was just using lots of native stuff in Renoise. Quite simple workflow, but obviously a really talented producer. What I've got to do is sort of control the decay. I don't know if there's some sort of bass element. I wonder if I could bring the let's try and get this vocal thing to sound cool. Digital filter cutoff. Trying to sweep this. If you've got less to work with, it brings out your creativity. Yeah, for sure. Having too many options is just the enemy, because it tires out your brain so much to have so much decision making when making a song. You end up just, it's not the fact that you can't do it, or you know, it's more just it's exhausting to have to make 50 things to decide between for every step forwards you want to go. So there's something that's really low. But I can't quite, oh, it's the drums. It's just this one bit where they're filtered so much. Yeah, bit more variation. Well, it kind of has got, maybe we listen through from the beginning. Could even start more back, and then maybe bring that one in there. And I can do a volume fade here from 0 up. A reverse crash there. Perfect. This is like a another effect. Yeah, a bit of texture. These are really cool. I wonder if the drums want to be limited a little bit to bring them out in front. It's usually a really good way to tell if your drums are mixed well is the impact. They have after the breakdown. I want to do the same trick, I think, with the snare to make it a little bit more interesting, because it just starts to be a little bit too much. The snare is just banging away. That was really awesome to have it send. I wonder how I do this. Full mix. I don't know if you could make it reset at a different point. Would be amazing. Oh, you actually can. I never knew that. Whoa. That's actually so powerful. So you can control the reset point. Yeah. Wow. Well, you learn something every time you get in this program. Maybe I want to do that same one again. Okay, that's really cool. Nice. Maybe this has to come in here. Yeah. Just to keep it progressing. That was really cool, that trick I just figured out there. Oh, there's a bit of a click come from something. Amigo is kind of that creative box thing. One thing I love about Amigo is it has all this stuff in here. The sample rate reduction and the interpolation. So you can almost filter sounds by turning on the interpolation and pulling down sample rate reduction. And you can do just cool stuff with the sample start and end and modulating. It's just a fun kind of cool plugin. It's great value. I enjoy it. I enjoy it in every DAW that I make music in. I think Amigo has a place. So it has this. It definitely wants to go like that, doesn't it? What is that noise? Oh, I have it. It's this lead. Maybe just like... And that can be the drop. Yeah, I mean, Renoise sampler is amazing. It's not really necessary in Renoise, because I think it probably has the best sampler out of any of the doors. It just wants to be like, and maybe it just needs the pads or something. I'm trying to get this impact right. Doesn't work having the pads with all this aggressive stuff. Guess we have to leave this section in. It's not my favourite part of the track, but otherwise your ear gets a bit bored of it going round and round. I could also, this vocal area, how it's going. Where does it want to be? 40? I've got to copy it. 1, 2, 3, 48, and then pitch it up. I don't know if that's going to work. It's a bit screechy, but it's an idea. Okay. Thanks, Alex. It's gone alright this session. Cheers everyone who's stuck with me and been enjoying the stream. I never know how it's going to turn out when I drink on live stream, so it makes me a little bit nervous. But I've actually really enjoyed this one. I think you just got to sort of relax, haven't you? And yeah, it's really fun to work from this pack. I've done sort of 3 or 4 tracks now. Over on Patreon and just on YouTube. Yes, it does need the exaggerated vocal. Can I have a change to this lead? A little bit different. Sometimes it's just making one note change is enough variation. Ooh, we're nearly at timeout here. Let's see how it's doing. Bit of mastering, last minute mastering. This one's side tune on. Getting a bit too hard there. Ah, that's weird. I don't know if it's helping me that much, the compression. Sort of squashes it too much. Oh, there's one click there as well. I could try and mend that. By just putting the best way to do this is a COB command, and it will cut the last note, and then I can just use tab to jump to the next line and paste it in. Cool. No click. even saved. That's criminal. Renoise live with Alex. Cool. Maybe we'll join the live stream again. The meeting's invalid. We have to set up a new stream. Maybe a little bit more variations here. Yeah, female vocal it's cheating, but I could just put one in and see if Alex said anything. While he's waiting, let's have a look. Like that would be perfect, wouldn't it? Okay, no one's gonna notice in this bit maybe. If the pads come back and it's like, oh yeah. It's not actually the right tuning there. That's the only thing about it. Oh, he sent me one. Oh. Okay, I've just got to pitch it. The problem is the vocals are so jarring. Just wants that, doesn't it? Like, it's not quite the right key. Okay, he sent me the Zoom link. See, with stuff like that, it feels like cheating, but it's... See, it's a G, and I want to be in D, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is almost too much. I could have gone to a G flat. Oh. Leave that in. When we come round to it, it might sound really okay, let's join it Zoom. We gave it a go, didn't we? Leave and join. Cool. Coming in. Here we go. Join the Zoom. Oh, that piercing is... Oh, hello, Alex.
Hello.
I was just cheating and adding a vocal sample right at the end there, but I ran out of time.
That's good, man. Don't worry.
I need to get you a bit louder actually on my thing, on my levels.
How are you?
Maybe I just turn you up here. If you keep speaking.
Test one.
Yeah.
I think we sometimes, because the routing you have.
I think that's good because I can control it from my mixer. Hopefully that's okay now. I can hear you good.
Test 1, test 2.
Yeah, that's looking good. Nice. How did you get on?
Yeah, pretty good actually. I felt happy about that. How about you?
Yeah, I got a finished tune pretty much, nearly there. I got through the arrangement pretty well. I really struggled to get a lead in, even a 3-note, half-note delay Artemis, my classic technique. I just couldn't. I tried about 3 or 4 times, but I eventually got something.
So could you, were you trying to use a bit of everything.
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. That's very diligent of you because I kind of just I probably I don't know, probably use like 10 sounds or something, but
That's good.
um
That's a more minimal approach, which is also, yeah, there's nothing wrong with either.
both
Yeah.
ends of the scale really. Yeah. So yeah, do you want to like what was your approach? What did you do? Or do you want like should we listen to them first or
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I can go first if you want, and then shall I? Maybe I'll just play the track. If I share the screen, share the screen.
that
You gotta give me.
Okay. I have to make sure I don't dox myself. I'm not used to going on Zoom. Let me just allow this. Make sure. You should be able. Can you share now?
Oh, he's still quiet. He's a bit low on their end. Okay, you'll have to turn you up even more.
Test one.
Okay,
Test one.
now that
Test
should be
one.
okay.
Test one. Test one. 1, 2.
Yeah. Oh, I see
George
why. I can
Dashwood.
turn you. I can tell you what. I can turn you up here. Cool.
1, 2. 1, 2 on the George Dashwood stream.
Nice. They can hear you now. I think
This is the reality of going live.
it's always a bit messy. If I share it's
You
oh
can share
they're
now,
saying
can
it didn't change.
Okay.
They're saying it didn't change, but I feel like it must do. I can see the level coming in.
They say it, so is it alright? Am I okay?
I can hear you perfectly fine, which is good. Otherwise, I don't really know what else to do here.
The chat is your chat saying that I'm quiet.
Yeah, they're saying it. Even though I messed with the mixer levels, it didn't actually affect the. I don't really know what. It's almost. I don't have a solution for this one. I'm afraid.
Don't look. You can be my interpreter.
Yes,
Okay, so you can just repeat back what I say.
I'll just do a voiceover as a.
So if I say anything good, you can say Alex just said.
But yes,
Blah blah blah.
yeah. As if we're speaking a foreign language. They can hear me. That's something.
You said yeah. You said that. Sorry, the chat on my end is saying that you sound good. So
Okay, well at least they can jump on your stream then, and then
yeah, you can jump on here if you want.
I could always end my stream and then everyone can just come to yours. That maybe we always have problems like this, and that's why we always. Okay,
Well,
we'll leave it. We'll
yeah,
leave it as it is.
Can you share now?
Yes, I can share. Let me share my screen. Share sound. Stereo. Cool. Okay, we're in.
Great. Okay, I'll make that big for people.
Can you hear the sound? Whoa! I put
I
my
can't
max
hear-
level there.
I can't hear that, unfortunately.
That's gonna have to come through the Zoom output. I might have absolutely slammed that through my mixer as well now. Trying to get
Don't
these
stress,
levels
man.
right.
This is just the realities of
Apologies to anyone in headphones that's
turn everything down.
Oh,
Okay, you're good. You're good on my end.
I tell you what's happened though is I've come in. I've just got to go down in level for me. Otherwise, I'm never going to hear again. Why am I getting?
Your ears are paramount.
I'm
Your
getting
ears are
so much
paramount.
volume. I've just got to come here. Okay, cool. That's okay for me.
So maybe we don't speak when we're playing because it's quite loud.
Is it loud for you as well on your end?
No, it just sounds like a full, well-made piece of music. Do you know what I mean? So I want people to be able to listen to it.
I'm definitely hitting it into a limiter. My process was like usual, just throwing paint at the wall and seeing what comes out.
Yeah. Me too.
But I did have a plan for the start, which went pretty well. The first 10 minutes of the stream was by far the best when I was just working. I started with the James the Dealer pad.
Okay.
With kind of this
Nice.
doing like a layered pad. So this is what I do all the time is create a loop of a pad and then filter multiple pads in different ways. So this one's got a high pass, and then if you look at this one, it's got a low pass. So I kind of layered up multiple. So this is doing all the warm stuff.
Yeah. So it's just the same sample.
Same sample, but then you have to always pitch them around. You can see I've pitched this one to kind of match the key No, different samples. So one's James the Dealer, one's the classic analog, and one is something else.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all different pads,
I got you.
like a combo. And so I've got all three of them sort of moving around. And I'm doing some LFO to gain for volume automation or modulation, and also to filters. And so everything's just sort of moving.
Nice. Sounds lovely.
And I worked on this just as long as until I could just listen to it, kind of repeating as it is without being annoying.
Okay.
Is always my plan, just so it's sort of breathing and it just lives there.
Yeah. You want like some organic. You want a sense of momentum. Almost,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly that. And another thing that I do all the time is to sort of take one of these pads, and then pitch it up an octave.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the two of the same pad layered, one low and one high, to kind of develop that further throughout the track.
Very nice, very nice.
So it just keeps getting more lush, really. And then I've got this was the sample I was telling you about that I love using, is the Song of the Ancients.
Oh yeah, okay.
I use this one all the time for like a bit of a vocal.
No, that's actually nice.
Maybe that was
Lovely.
a little loud. This is just into the breakdown now. So that was the basis of all the pad stuff, and then apart from that, the drums, I did a bit of like a patchwork of different parts of the breaks together.
Yeah, me too.
So this is one of your kicks from, I thought maybe this Dragon Break or something.
Yeah.
And then I've got the funky drummer snare, and then another hi-hat from somewhere, and then eventually an Amen break comes in a bit later on. Which is quite a complicated way to make breaks sometimes, but quite fun because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. It can be a bit of a lottery, can't it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can definitely put in a solid half an hour and then come out with something you're not very happy with.
Man. At least I've spent. I've wasted like an hour and a half just tweaking and chopping stuff, and when I listen back to it the next day, it's like, oh no, this is just, what was I thinking?
It sounds good at the time because you've come from usually quite a terrible place, but then it's not good enough, the final result.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a mad science, definitely, break layering and doing all this kind of stuff.
Hit and miss for sure. Yeah.
Hit and miss, but I do find myself doing some of the same tricks over and over again. And
me too.
One of them I love is like a filter suite. So here, this if I have it rolling.
Nice,
So put the filter down and
like
slam it. That's always a good one. And then just a delay send as well. I'm using some silence. But I think with a lot of these, this snare drum, I actually found a really cool trick, which I never even knew existed in Renoise. But you can, basically in Renoise, I can trigger this LFO, the reset of this LFO whenever I want. But I can also tailor where in this sort of graph it starts from.
Nice, okay.
So kind of, this is sending to the delay, this automation.
I get you. This is almost like an LFO device in Ableton or something.
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, set really low.
It's anyway. Logic doesn't have anything like this to sort of trigger your automation in this way, but it's so easy because once you've set this up, you can just copy that code around anywhere and re-trigger whatever you've drawn in here really easily. So it takes a bit of setting up, but then it makes the automation actually really simple to put in.
Nice.
And that's kind of most of it, apart from a few effects and sort of. I used the respace.
Me too. I use that one.
Anyway, maybe I'll just give you a playthrough because
Yeah,
the
man,
rest
go
of
for
it's
it.
just sort
Right.
of bits and bobs. So here we go.
Nice. Very nice.
There you go. It kind of gets going a little bit more in the second half.
I think like this is the first like full thing you've finished.
Yeah, I usually
Like
struggle.
cohesive idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's congratulations. That's a triumph
Come
for
on,
that.
let's get it.
Yeah, man. That's good. Like because like the last couple of times maybe it's been or like the first time like minute and a half, and then that's really good. And the track is wicked as well.
The pads are definitely, of course, sort of hold it all together.
Yeah, I like the chord progression you're doing on the Reese though.
Yeah,
That was cool. I like the space you were leaving in the bass and stuff, and like obviously all the normal stuff you do with the breaks and everything was lovely. But I think like the overall arc of the track was really nice.
thanks, man. It was
Right.
yeah. I was happy that not every part of it I love, but it's the overall. I think it was a solid effort.
For 2 hours with just a limited palette of samples, you know,
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty good.
I love just working with samples. It's the most because it's so random. You never know what your good tune's going to come out with. I think it just makes it a really fun process.
Yeah, for sure. Should we? Shall I?
Yeah,
Shall I share
absolutely.
mine? Yeah.
Let's if I stop sharing and dive into yours, let's do it.
I've got to make sure I share the right. That's this one. Yeah. Share sound. Let me just share sound. And I'll tell you what I did for mine as well. I think mine's definitely a bit darker. Yours is quite
Because you
this
could
is
kind of go either way with the pack in with the sounds.
yeah. Like if you dig more into the pads and stuff, and I feel like some of the pads are quite uplifting,
Mm.
and I suppose like I lent straight into the bass sounds, into like the call and response stuff of the bass, and then into the breaks, and really just quite. I think I knew I wanted to create something quite minimal and dark, so and I probably would have added more samples. I think the thing is like the way I write stuff is often I try and fit everything in like 8 channels so that I can jam it with the APC,
Mm.
the grid controller, and then usually I add stuff as I work on it more. So anything that's like bigger than 8 channels, I start to get a bit. Um, I'm like I should probably just get this arrangement down, and then I can add more stuff as I go. So
Even 15 is quite a small sort of track for amount of channels.
yeah, I mean, typically my tunes like don't ever go beyond 30 channels. Really, there'll be drum racks with lots of stuff in. So essentially, maybe there are more than
Yeah,
that.
you can
But
kind of package it a little bit easier sometimes, can't you?
yeah, yeah, there'll be lots of sound, lots of stuff, and then of course I use return channels quite a lot. But yeah, let's give this a listen. I'll let you. I mean, it's really kind of like a bass, almost like kind of a techie drum funk thing.
I'm intrigued
Um,
to hear how this sounds
yeah,
now.
yeah. I just need to make sure I've got it. Okay, so just check the levels. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was dope. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was excellent. The dimension you do so well, with those like kind of layered bass noises taking your ear off into space.
Thank you.
And it was all sort of the call and response, wasn't it, against that main bass noise,
Yeah.
and then everything's kind of bouncing off that. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
man. It was really good.
Yeah, it's like I get kind of flashbacks to being like a metal guitar player and playing like riffs. Do you know what I mean? Like, um, particularly when the bass was doing. You've got like the call and response between these two main bass parts here, and there's like you can see where I've made space for them. It's like a guitar, like boom, like playing a riff.
It's so satisfying, though.
Yeah. And there's like various other bits that are filling in these bass parts here. We both use that sound.
Yeah. It's got
Yeah,
a cool
so,
bit at the
like,
end of that, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, like I kind of like all these like subtle delay sounds that are kind of going on, and I don't know. I seem to be like a lot of what I'm writing is like this at the moment, and I kind of really love that like atmospheric but hard sound. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff that's like really kind of.
It's got momentum, isn't it? It's like a
like
driving sort of track.
something that's heavy but also like really dreamy and atmospheric is kind of what I'm into. Like something that's a bit gritty and that just seems to be where like my creative how things end up coming out at the moment. But I think that like the break really helped. This break. And really, I just kind of chopped stuff up quite basic. I didn't use too many effects or anything. You've got these call and response layers. And a hi-hat, I made the hi-hat from the white noise riser. Just envelope down. Yeah.
I was wondering how you did that.
It could be up a bit, to be honest. And then just another break here. Classic kind of drum funk stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of like when we're making stuff like this, it feels like I'm making stuff with your sounds. Do you know what I mean? Which I am, but and I've always enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, but it's funny that our songs have come out still sounding so different from the same things.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point, and I think it is really, you can give different producers the same sound, same synths, whatever. They'll never end up doing the same thing or similar things. Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually said this on my live stream, but I feel every time you're very gracious to me and you let us sort of depart on an even. But I said if we were actually sort of going head to head in a real battle, I think I've lost every single time we've done one of these things.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. Because, like, to me, it sounds. I like what you write. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think I couldn't choose between the two. Do you know what I mean? But well, we'd have to ask the public. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
we'll
mean?
put it to the people's vote and see what they say.
Yeah. Is music a competition?
But no, generally not, because
It is
it's supposed
now.
to be for yourself, isn't it, more than anyone else? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but like it's a fun. It's you get like dub wars are kind of a thing, aren't they? So
yeah, your sound clash and all that kind of stuff, is it?
yeah, man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I really enjoyed the session though. I just was a bit more relaxed and not stressing so much about if something's not working or whatever. You can get a bit panicked on live stream. So, but it was fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, no, like I love doing these. The only time I ever I'm always a bit nervous before a live stream, just because you never know what's going to happen. Like 1 in 10 times, it can just go down the drain, really. But
Yeah, if
that was the
there's
time.
no internet problems, no
Yeah, yeah,
no
exactly. Stuff like
technical
that.
issues, then you're smooth sailing.
Yeah, and but like I'll just remind people where they can if you're watching it back. I think everyone that's in the chat at the moment knows where it is and stuff. And I pinned a link in my chat, but
Oh, that
this
was
is what
wise. I
we've
didn't
been
even do
making
that.
sounds with.
Yeah. Echoes of Light sample pack, human synthetics and grooving in G,
Yeah. If
and
you
maybe the
point,
first of many.
yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
if you point to your right, I think. No, yeah. Then that is it. You're pointing at the pack. Grab it now,
Oh,
folks.
what I see on your I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Just here. Yeah.
Okay.
But, all right. Cool. Well, should we finish now then?
Yeah, let's wrap up because we've had a good 3 hour solid session, haven't we?
Yeah,
Going,
I'm conscious of your ears and stuff. So.
got to have some dinner. That's the plan now.
Oh, right. Nice. All right then. Okay. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you everyone for dropping in, and we'll catch you soon.
Yes, we'll catch you very soon. See you later. Have a good evening.
Adios.